over 200 teachers into healthy living with Nonye Soludo. Anambra State government increases tempo of road construction in Awka. World Bank approves loan for women empowerment in Nigeria. And on the foreign scene, the Sudanese Rapid Support Forces announces 2-day ceasefire for Muslim festival Eid al-Adha. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra State economy, and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Anambra State Governor's wife, Mrs. Nonye Soludo, has inducted over 200 Anambra teachers from the 6 education zones in the state into her healthy club, which is called Healthy Living with Nonye Soludo. The event, which took place in Awka, featured the flag off of the first phase of the introduction of Healthy Living with Nonye Soludo as a club in the 200 secondary schools in Anambra State. Correspondent Emmanuel Chiwata reports.
The program, an initiative of Mrs. Soludo, which aimed to set up healthy living clubs in primary, secondary and tertiary institutions in the state, will serve as formative grounds for education and exposure of school children, teenagers and youths to the basics for healthy living and how to incorporate them in their daily lives. Inducting the teachers, Mrs. Soludo, who joined virtually, said her Healthy Living Club is a product of deep passion and focused to guide the students on the routines for healthy and happy life and build an army of healthy living enthusiasts, charging club members and teacher ambassadors to ensure that every club member represents the brand in character, appearance, and understanding. She reminded the teacher ambassadors of the need to carry the brand with diligence, urging them to take up their duty with commitment and groom the students in line with the standards that have been set.
To live a happy life is to live happy. Therefore, our central focus is to guide the students on the routine for healthy and happy life. We want to build an army of healthy living enthusiasts. Every student in Anambra State must be fully involved in this movement. My dear ambassadors, we are entrusting you with faith. You have been called up for something historical, a brand that you must carry with pride. I urge you to take up this duty with commitment, please.
The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afam Obidike, and his youth development counterpart, Mr. Patrick Ayamba, described the initiative of the governor's wife as an important approach towards quality healthy lifestyle and called on Anambra to support her vision to create sustainable healthy living environment. Also speaking, the state coordinator Healthy Living with Nonye Soludo, Mrs. Eziwanne Oti, while outlining guidelines and vision of the club, urged the club ambassadors and students to be alive to their responsibilities in order to meet up with the expectations of the club. Responding on behalf of others, a teacher ambassador, Mr. Ugochukwu Anyafolo, and a student, Ms. Chinemerem Ofoleta, appreciated the governor's wife for the initiative for quality lifestyle. The event featured a walk on war against drug abuse. Emmanuel Shibata for ABS News.
Anambra State government has awarded scholarship to Ms. Nkechinyere Ume of Anambra State, who came tops in the 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations (UTME). Announcing the award, Governor Chukwuma Soludo, who spoke through the Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chuma Ude, expressed satisfaction that the effort of the present administration at repositioning the education sector is yielding the desired dividend. Nkechinyere Ume, who was earlier declared the best by JAMB, having scored a cumulative mark of 360 in the 2023 UTME, has been offered scholarship by the state government to study any course of her choice at the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. Anambra State government has distances itself from some awards being promoted by some groups or NGOs with a bogus caption as Anambra Awards, which it noted confuses or deceives the public. A release signed by the press secretary to the governor, Mr. Christian Aburime, said the awards are scheduled to hold on 1st July 2023 at the Stanell Event Center, Oka, and disclosed that the government has received several calls from unsuspecting persons who assume that the government is involved in the awards. It explained that the state government respects free speech and the right of any individual or group to express their opinions about anyone through recognitions or awards and for whatever purpose, but pointed out that the title of such awards or recognitions must not leave anyone in doubt that such represent and present a personal subjective opinion of the awarding group or NGO. It noted that reputable newspapers and organizations give their annual Man of the Year awards, but they are sincere to appropriately caption them as the Sun Man of the Year, Vanguard Man of the Year, etc., and do not caption their awards in a manner to confuse them with Nigeria's national honors exclusively awarded by the federal government as approved by the National Council of State. It noted that Anambra State has the state awards which have the imprimatur of the state government and made it clear that the state government is not aware or associated with the so-called Anambra Awards. The release said the Anambra state government has a responsibility to guard against any misuse of the name of the state, especially to the unsuspecting public. Oka, the Anambra State capital, is wearing a new look following increased tempo in road construction. Works correspondent Ngozi Obileri monitored pace and quality of work on the roads across 7 villages that make up Agulu-Awka and now reports.
Agulu-Awka, make up of 7 out of 33 villages in Awka, has been neglected in terms of road infrastructure since the community assumed its status as the state capital. As soon as Governor Chukwuma Soludo's administration came on board, promises were made to give the community a facelift, and soon after, many roads were not just inaugurated but construction work commenced. Today, all the roads in Agulu-Awka are receiving attention with construction work going on at various levels, including drainage construction, earthworks, compaction, among others. Speaking on the development, the traditional ruler of Awka, Obi Gibson Nwosu, appreciated Governor Soludo for the development which he said is very dear to Ndi Awka, noting that he is exceptionally happy that the contract was given to an Awka indigene, Engineer Clem Nwobo of MP Infrastructure. On his part, a stakeholder in Awka, Chief Obi Ochijemo, who said that the move by Governor Soludo to give roads in Awka a facelift shows that he came prepared. Chief Ochijemo enumerated roads under construction in all the local government areas of the state and commended the quality of work on the Agulu-Awka roads, noting that even at the present stage and level of construction, residents of the area are sleeping soundly whenever it rains as against what it used to be. He requested for inclusion of more roads in Awka, especially the road after Samis Pako, Amikwo Awka, where he said a lot of individual efforts have gone down the drains, urging Anambra State government to intervene to save buildings in the area from collapse.
Because I just want to let the people know that it's not only Awka is doing. He's doing a great job in Anambra State. So we in Awka, we are so grateful for the man because the man even promised that he's going to do more in Awka. So we're encouraging people to start paying revenue, paying tax, so that the man can get money he can use to work.
Another indigene of Awka, Rotarian Abuchi Nwozo, while thanking the governor for his benevolence, called on every Onye-Awka to support the present move to give Awka a befitting look, assuring that Ndi Awka will give the governor every necessary support.
And say that Awka community is very, very grateful to Governor Soludo for all he's doing in Awka community in terms of roads construction and other developments.
Others who spoke to the ABS, including Mrs. Chinwoba Mwoneke and Ugochukwu Nwume, said they were happy with development as, according to them, the contractor is carrying out a quality work on the roads, even as they asked him to increase the pace so as to alleviate their plight.
Agulanye, mostly. Because now, Obrolo Halowa, Amaramka this year, Millie this year, my mother,
in Awka, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
The four-day Okada-Diocesan Women's Conference has ended with Thanksgiving service at St. Stephen's Church, Ifitedunu. The service presided over by the Archbishop Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger and Bishop of Okada-Diocese, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim, is attended by the wife of the State Deputy Governor, Lady Oluchi Ibezim, traditional ruler of Ifitedunu, Igwe Chukwuemeka Iluno, and wife, Diocesan Legal Team, Ladies Auxiliary, among others. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzo Okoye tells us more.
The conference had its theme as "You will eat the fruit of your labor." In a sermon, Most Reverend Ibezim said that the theme of the conference has opened the eyes of the women to what God has in stock for them as they were exposed to issues that will make them prosper, live positively, and attain eternal life. Most Reverend Ibezim highlighted some virtues that will help the women to eat the fruits of their labor, to include divine ability to work and pray, seek power to conquer challenges, and commended the president of the conference, Mrs. Martha Ibezim, for achievements in the women ministry, asking her to keep the light shining.
Fruit of your labor, the power in order to confront and destroy every Goliath that want to stop you from becoming what God want you to be.
Speaking shortly after the service, the president of the women ministry, province of the Niger and diocese of Oka, Mrs. Ibezim, thanked God for his mercies upon them and commended the reception accorded them by the people of Ifitedunu.
It is the will of God that when you sow, you will reap. But be mindful of what you sow, because whatever a man sows or a woman sows, he or she will reap.
On her part, the wife of the State Deputy Governor, Lady Oluchi Ibezim, asked the women ministry to always uphold the government in their prayers.
Like the team said, you shall reap the fruit of your labor. I'm advising women, just like Mamoka said, labor over your kids, labor over your husband. Every woman shall reap the fruit of her labor.
The host vicar, Reverend Canon Charles Chukura, appreciated God for the enabling grace to host the conference, which was used to evangelize and propagate the good news of Christ in Ifitedunu. Decoration of Mrs. Patience Uchemefuna as the profile mother and 18 others as mother of faith also featured at the event. The cutting of the cake and thanksgiving by the women and members of the Holy Trinity Church Ifitenibo that will host the next year's Okada-Diocesan Women's Conference also featured during the service. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
Sitting on the news tonight, World Bank approves loan for women empowerment in Nigeria. Sudanese Rapid Support Forces announces a 2-day ceasefire for Muslim festival, Eid al-Adha. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the news tax ahead. The news returns after this time out. Please join us again.
A peak protein breakfast gets you to a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes through his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolute fun. Because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a peak protein breakfast. Peak.
Glad to have you back for the rest of the news. The World Bank Group has approved a loan of over $500 million to help Nigeria drive women's empowerment. This became the second loan approved by the World Bank under the new president, Bola Tinubu. It is a scale-up financing for Nigeria for Women program, which was initially approved on June 27, 2018, with $100 million financing. It added that the scale-up financing will further support the government of Nigeria to invest in improving the livelihoods of women in Nigeria. The World Bank stressed the need for the government to address issues that inhibit women's economic empowerment and hinder inclusive, low-carbon and resilient economic growth. It noted that women's empowerment is essential to their ability to build resilience to climate change and, by extension, the resilience of their household and communities. The Central Bank of Nigeria has directed banks to obtain the social media handles of customers as part of enhanced customer due diligence regulations. The directive is contained in the Apex Bank's Customer Due Diligence Regulation 2023, issued through a circular directed and signed by the Director of Financial Policy and Regulation Department, Mr. Chibuzo Afobi. The Central Bank further stated that customer due diligence measures shall include customer identification and verification of identity, identification of beneficial owners, understanding nature and purpose of business, understanding the sources of funds, conducting ongoing due diligence on the business relationship, and monitoring the suspicious activities. The commander of the Sudanese paramilitary Rapid Support Forces has announced a 2-day unilateral ceasefire for the Muslim festival of Eid al-Adha. Hamed expressed a hope that the Eid holiday will provide an opportunity for reconciliation among the Sudanese people. Acknowledging the challenging humanitarian conditions caused by the war, he said they hope to emerge from the war more united and stronger. The Sudanese army has yet to comment on a potential ceasefire. Eid al-Adha, or the Festival of Sacrifice, is one of the most important Muslim holidays, marking the culmination of the annual Hajj in Saudi Arabia. Sudan has been ravaged by fighting between the army and the RSF since mid-April in a conflict that has killed at least 2,000 civilians and injured thousands more. Khartoum and El Geneina have been the worst affected by the war that broke out on April 15, after tensions and the clashes escalated last week in other parts of Darfur and in Kordofan in the south. The International Organization for Migration estimates the conflict has displaced almost 2 million people internally, and more than 600,000 have fled to a neighboring country. In recent days, fighting has intensified after a series of ceasefire deals agreed at talks led by the United States and Saudi Arabia in Jeddah failed to stick. Over now to sports. Victor Osimhen is the fourth most valuable player in the world with a worth of 120 million pounds according to Transfer Market. The rating placed Osimhen only behind Paris Saint-Germain's Kylian Mbappe, Manchester City Erling Haaland, and Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. Mbappe and Haaland are worth 180 million euro after a 10 million euro upgrade in the Norwegian from his previous value of 170 million euro. Vinicius is worth 150 million euro, while Osimhen is joint fourth in value with Arsenal's Bukayo Saka and Jude Bellingham of Real Madrid. Before the close of last season, the Nigeria top goal banger was worth 100 million euro, but the value further increased last week. His club mate Kivicha Kvaratskhelia, who won the most valuable player in the Italian top fight last term, is only worth 85 million euro. Osimhen is among the most wanted striker by top clubs across Europe. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Edinburgh Broadcasting Service. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points again. Wife of Edinburgh State Governor Mrs. Soludo has inducted over 200 teachers into health living with Nonye Soludo. Edinburgh State Government has increased the tempo of road construction in Awka. World Bank has approved a loan for women empowerment in Nigeria. And on the forest, we told you that Sudanese Rapid Support Forces have announced 2-day ceasefire for Muslim festival Eid al-Adha. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come forward to turn around maintenance of the Anambra State economy and the promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news tonight. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Good night.